Salam aleikum. Aleikum salam. Que el Sami los acutare. Oh, ya tú sabes. Que los muertos los acompañen. Que sus ancestros siempre estén con ustedes para arriba y para abajo. Para adelante y para atrás. De lado a lado, ya tú sabes. Fuerte, fuerte con ustedes. I pray that your ancestors bless you guys. And the spirits. Good morning, good morning. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love. 81 degrees so far at 9:29 a.m. Like always, guys, you know, woke up this morning, got myself a gun. No, I did not. That's Nas, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I was thinking and you know, was reminiscing on the past, you know, as far as the first time I got initiated into Nkisi Malongo, supposedly, and the time that I was there, you know, ignorant of what is Palo, what is not, you know, what is when you see mixtures of certain things that don't belong in certain traditions because it's not part of it. I was ignorant to all that stuff, you understand? I would say 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago, in my first initiation, I didn't know there had to be a yaya there. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know really much. You know, I felt, because of doing a little reading and looking to get initiated, I actually first started in a place that the padrino of the place, if you guys know the story, he was a santero. And he was not initiated into Palo. He had his nganga, but for the information that occurred, he wasn't initiated into Nkisi Malongo. So, you know, I'm thinking about those days, you know, when those things were going on, after I got a little bit of understanding, a little bit, not much, a little bit understanding, how when I left, the reasons why, I was never initiated into Palo. I went through the so-called initiation, but truly I was never initiated into Palo. I was never initiated into Nkisi Malongo. Because the person who initiated me did not have license to initiate. And it took me a little while before, actually it took a person to tell me, an actual Palero, an actual Ngangulero old head to tell me. And, you know, that broke me, you know? It broke me because I thought that I was doing what was correct. I thought that I was at the right place. I had already felt some type of, you know, attachment to the padrino there. I used to go with him to New York because he had a botanica and buy stuff, you know, to buy the merchandise, you know, and I would go with him to help him out, you know, like things that, you know, hijados and hijadas do, you know, with the padrinos. I would go 3-4 times a week to the botanica, help with customers, go downstairs to the basement, pull out things, whatever, you know, anything. But I was never initiated. After a while, you know, I got upset like always. I lost interest, self-esteem, everything. You know, I was like, oh, forget about that. Nah. Too many crooks out here, you know, too many thieves. These people here are not serious, you know. And time passed. 5, 6 years, I found a place. I woke up back. Something came back in me and said, hey, keep looking, keep going. Just because that happened doesn't mean, everybody's like that. I started reasoning and and something just woke me up. And I just said, all right, yeah, sure. I spoke to myself. I'm gonna try. And I started searching again. Throughout the discourse of searching, I spoke to a couple of tatas and stuff. Some, I felt they were not who I wanted to join the Munanso or be part of. And until, I found one that I went, I met, I spoke, I actually went to Florida, and there I got initiated into the Bititi Congo, the Jama Bititi Congo. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Bititi Congo Sacampeño. And after being there for a little while, I received my my Nkuyo. I was being taught a divination system, which is totally different than what I am being taught now. And things were going well, I was doing pretty good. After about, I would say, a good 8-9 months, I got initiated into Tata, but the first I got initiated as an Engeyo. And this house, as an Engeyo, they will give you a Lucero Nkuyo. But he stopped doing that. So I just want to make it clear, he stopped doing that because of different reasons. But he gave me my Lucero Nkuyo. And he said, start with that and talk with that and work with that. And after like about 8 months in, he consulted the Nganga, and it was told that I should receive my Nganga. So he lets me know, he verifies again, and we start doing, the procedures of getting this Nganga built. And it was a struggle, because I drove from Philadelphia to Florida. I actually rented a Honda, I don't know, it was a Honda Odyssey, like one of the new ones, the extended family vans, they're real comfortable. Because remember, I was coming back with an Nganga from Florida, driving all the way down here to Pennsylvania. What I'm trying to get to is saying is that we go through a lot of things in life, and we search and search and search, and we go through different situations, and we go through hardships. Some are blessed that as youngsters they grow up with the right person, or some hit good madrinas, good padrinos, you understand? And some get some madrinas, some padrinos that it's like you wasted part of your life, because you wasted it. I mean, you can't get that time back, you understand? And when you learn something a certain way, and then you find out that that's not the way things work, or you're mixing things, then you have to empty yourself out from the stuff that you have learned. And sometimes that becomes difficult for some, being a palero is not knowing the mambos, knowing the songs, going to toques de cajón. That is part of Palo, but that's not something that, as a palero, defines you. What defines you as an enganga or an engangolera is your moral, your codes, your convictions, your insinga de ganga, your biogenetic rope, where you come from, upholding those treaties that you swore, being a good communicator with your enganga in divination, being able to help others in divination and in the medicine, because as an enganga, even if we are still learning, we are considered specialists of what we do, specialists of medicine, right? And I was not well defined. In the first house, forget about it. There was no definition there. And the second one house I got initiated to, I got a little defined. And certain things, and understanding certain ramas and how they work, learning what was an impungo, learning different things. I got a little defined. And then I ran into a situation that you guys know about. I did the live with Tata Mfumba, and I spoke a little bit upon it. I left that house, and I was a little while, I would say a good 2.5, 3 years. 2.5, 3 years without, I received my nganga, my nkuyo, my lucero, I was sworn in first as an engagement, and then when I went to receive my nganga, they did the ceremony of Tata, because this is how they did it. It was different. And I received my nganga, and I was there when he built it. I saw everything that went in. Everything, the whole procedure I seen, I was there for everything. But I wasn't well defined. So when all comes, really to what you have to look at is being well defined is the most important thing, or one of the most important things when you get into Nkisi Malong. That is what makes you a good palero. Being well defined in the medicine, in the tradition, being well defined in divination. That is what will make you a better palero and a true palero. I know Gimbula, Emboal, Cantar, Tocar Cajón, all this is part of it. Yes, there's stuff that we use to call upon and to make those that wherever we at feel the presence comes of those spirits, those ancestors, those Mfumbes. Yes, it's part of it, but it's not what makes you a good palero or a great palero. So, in short, being well defined, knowing what's what. Not that, or you ask for let's say some type of bilongo of your padrino or something, or madrina, because you're gonna do something. They say no, put this and put that and put this and put that, and that's it. How do you know that is correct if you are not well defined? If you haven't even spoken to your muerto to find out what it is that muerto needs in order for that to work. That's what I speak about. And when I speak about being well defined, is you have to be well defined. And little by little, you get better and better and better and better. I don't want to make this video too long, like always, guys. Remember, there's a purpose and logical meanings and rational thinking and understanding will get you to where you want to be at. The things that we do as enganguleros have meaning. If it doesn't have a meaning, if it doesn't have an explanation, if you don't know what is it going to cause, what's going to happen, the effect it's going to have, if it's not going to have one, why are you putting this in? If you don't know why you're doing all that, you're not well defined. You might as well stop and not do things without knowing, because all you're going to do is either one, is it won't work, two, it could ruin you or people around you. Have a blessed day. Be safe. Give me a thumbs up for the algorithm. Tune in and subscribe to Tata Matamba's channel. I'll talk to you guys in a next video whenever I can. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit of understanding that you have to be well defined. Nothing could be put up or just left in the air. When you leave your sneaker, when you don't tie your sneaker, right? The sneakers that you put on, when you don't tie the knot on your sneaker correctly, right? Or tight enough, and you walk for a while, you notice that your shoestrings come loose. And you have to bend over or put your leg up somewhere to retie it. And you don't tie it, and you do it again. And every time you leave strings loose, and whatever you do in Palo, you don't know what are the repercussions of that, because you're not well defined. Tie your sneakers tight. Once that knot is put there, it's because you know what you're doing. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, have a great day. Thumb up the video for the algorithm. W3QIN1973@gmail.com. Any questions, any comments, any advice of what videos to do, and shoot me an email, guys. Be safe.